Welcome to the solution video for the Git Branches challenge. Let's start by going right to Windows Explorer. Here I have a blank folder to start off with. Now I'm going to do this solution two different ways. The first way is with a command line. The second way is with a GUI. Now a lot of times I get asked, why do I even show the command line? Because it seems like everyone wants to use a GUI. And I understand that. The problem with GUIs is they change so often, and they really are just a layer on top of the command line. So if you know the command line, then you won't get stuck anywhere you are because of the fact that you can always drop down to that command line and do the work. I have found that some GUIs just don't have certain features, or it takes longer to do certain things in certain GUIs than if I just drop it in the command line. So I bounce back and forth between the user interface, the GUI, and the command line. So let's do it in both just so you have that same experience. So let's right click and say git bash here. Now this opens up my git bash. Now if you don't have git installed on your computer or you don't have git bash, you can go to www.git-scm.com to download the latest Git for your computer. So that's git-scm.com. Go to that URL and download it and install it. And one of the options is to install git bash, which I recommend you do. Otherwise, you can go to the command prompt and do something similar as long as you have git on your path, which again you should if you follow the defaults when you install this. Okay, so I have the right folder here, so I can say git init and then just say dot, meaning this folder. So initialize an empty Git repository at this location, and now notice it puts the master at the end, indicating that I'm on the master branch. So let's move this down and create a file here, something really simple. So it's a text file. This is test.txt, and we'll open this up. And we're going to put testing 1, 2, 3, and then testing 4, 5, 6 in this file. Now that I have those changes saved, I can come back here and go git status to see that I have one untracked file. So I'll say git add. I can either say test.txt or I can say git add and then just a dot. I'll do a git add test.txt for now to show you that, but then later we'll do the just dot, which dot adds everything. So now I can do a git status again and see that it's currently staged, but it's not yet been committed. So git commit, I'll do a -m for simplicity, which allows me to create a commit message right on the command line. It's probably not a great idea to do it long term because it doesn't allow for the rich user interface of having the header line and the body lines as easily. But this is good enough for now. So initial commit, and now it's been committed. So if I do a git log, I can see I have one entry here. That's the initial commit, and that's when it happened and by who. Looks like I've got a capital O in my query. That's okay. And now I can start making changes to this file. So let's make a change to it. Let's say testing 7, 8, 9. I can save that file. I'll close it. And now git status shows me it's been changed. So git add, just a dot. Git status shows that it's been staged. And now I can say git commit -m additional changes. Okay. Now let's create a new branch and check that one out. So you can modify that file in the new branch. So I'm going to say git checkout -b, which means create a new branch for the let's call it bug fixes. Okay, so now I've changed that new branch bug fixes. So it created a branch and then it checked it out all in one step. And now I can make modifications to this file. So for example, I want to put spaces between all of these. So it's a little more spaced out. Just that's fine for now. So I'll do a git add dot and then git commit -m fixed spacing. Like so. But now if I do a git checkout master, I go back to my test.txt, the spacing is not there anymore. That's because I have not brought that change into the master branch. It's in the bug fixes branch. So git checkout bug fixes. And now this does have the spacing. Okay, so far this is pretty common Git stuff. But that's all we really need to do to complete the primary change. And then the tester change. So we have some differences in how those changes are laid out in the same file in the same order. Now let's do a git merge. So git merge, we're going to merge in the master branch changes into this bug fixes branch. And it says, hey, there's a conflict. Merge conflict in test.txt, automatic merge failed, fix the conflicts, and then commit the results. So there's a problem here. And right now, if you notice, the branch, instead of bug fixes, it's now bug fixes, the pipe, and then merging. Let's come back and look at the test.txt. And it looks like it's messed up our file big time. But it hasn't. What it's done is it's created this section here, these sections, and it's partitioned off this versus this, and notice it's pretty close to the same stuff. But it's saying this right here is the head. This is where we are on our current branch, which is the bug fixes branch. But this is what the master branch has for this same section. And I can't resolve these two. And notice all three lines have changes. This one has a space and this one doesn't. So it says I can't resolve these two. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you where the problems are with these indicators. I'm going to separate the two sections with its equals. And then what you can do is you remove all this stuff except for what you want to keep for these 3 lines. Either these three, or a combination of the 2. So let's do this. Let's keep this one right here, but instead of tester or trial, we're going to say combo. So let's get rid of the rest. I'll save it, and I'll close it. Back over here in Git, where I'm still in merging, if I do a Git status, you'll notice I have both modified. So now I can just say git add dot git status again, and see it now I've got that one change staged. I can do a git commit -m commit -m, and this is fixed master merge. And now it's fixed the master merge, and notice it's no longer saying we're in merging, it's just a bug fixes branch. Now if we do a git status, we're good. And if we do a git log, we can see we have the trial change, but then we have the fixed master merge. And bug fixes is ahead of master now. If we look at our text file is the way we wanted it to be. And now if we say, oops, Q to quit that, clear, and then git checkout master, the master has just the trial change, the last change. But if I do a git merge bug fixes to merge bug fixes back into master, it's going to fast forward because you've already handled that merge conflict. And now if we do a git log, it's going to say trial change, but then fixed master merge. So now on master, I have those changes. That's part of the bonus challenge, but what if you want to roll back to a previous commit? Well, we're going to do that right now. In fact, we're going to roll back to the trial change and say, you know what? We don't want to have that. I want to go to, no, I want to go back all the way to the tester change. So let's grab the first part of this commit, and then what we're going to do is say git reset --hard. And what hard does is going to remove any changes and not keep them around. And we're going to say reset hard to, and here is the commit message, or the start of that commit ID, 72534D8, which is this one right here, the tester change. So reset to that one. I hit enter, and that's now where the head is. So if I do a clear here and do a git log, you'll notice that the last change is tester change. We don't have the other changes afterwards or the merge change. So now if I go look at that file, the last change is tester, not testing, not combo. So we've rolled back our commit to this last commit right here, the tester change. We said that's the latest one. All the rest you can get rid of. And that resolves the issues or the challenge, the bonus challenge for the command line portion of this. Let's do it again, but this time we're going to use a GUI, or a graphic user interface. So I'm going to close this out. I'm close this out. I'm actually going to delete even the Git file. So let's delete that. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to come over here and open up Git Kraken. So if you aren't familiar with Git Kraken, it's one of the many different graphical user interfaces. This is also why I have a struggle sometimes teaching a GUI, is because this may be one that you've used, or it may be one that you don't use and you use something different, because there's a lot of different options out there. So it's a little harder to teach to a wide audience because of the many different options, whereas we all have command line. But We're going to use GetKraken. It's free, so you can get it from getkraken.com. And we're going to start a local repo. And I am going to initialize it in the weekly challenge demo. And the full path is that. Git ignore, I'm going to leave alone. Licensing, I'm going to say create repository. So now if we go back to the weekly challenge, we'll notice that we have a .git. We actually already have a readme.md file. I didn't ask for that, but that's what it did. Now there is an extra commit in demo that is not in master. So that satisfies our primary challenge. Now let's tackle our bonus challenge, which is to make a change in both. So we have this third line commit. Let's just use that. So go back, we can click on master over here, double click on it to check out master. Now we can look at our file, which should not have the third line. It does not. And let's say this is my master file line. Same line, just different value. And notice we have this divergence here to our next commit, which we're going to stage that on master. We're going to say master file change and commit that. And now we have this difference between master and demo. So let's go to demo, and we're going to drag this master onto demo. And it says, do you want to merge master into demo? Well, yes, that's what I want to do. I want to merge master into demo. And it says merge failed. There's a conflict. And we click on this text.txt. We can click on it. We can see this is our visual editor. And this is much nicer than those text file lines with the less than signs, or the greater than signs, and the equals. This shows us this is what's on demo, and this is what's on master, and they're different. So here's what we can do. You can click on the checkbox for this is my master line, and it puts it down to output. Or you can click on the checkbox for this is my third line, and it puts it into output. And you can say, you know what? I actually want to get rid of, this is my master line. Wait, no, I don't. I want to add it back down. Now it's in the right position. And I say, you know what? I kind of like that. I'm going to even say this is a merge. So adding both lines, I'm keeping both of them, and I'm putting a fifth line here that wasn't in either one of them. You can do that, and now up here in the right-hand corner, you have save. Now I have save, it's staged, and now I even have the merge branch master and a demo commit message, I can hit commit and merge. And now we have that merge. Notice the nice little indicator to show us that we're back and merged. So now we can drag demo onto master and say fast forward master to demo spot. So now in master, I have all those changes. But maybe I say, you know what? I don't want that. So I have my test file and it's got all this stuff in here. I want to go back to the days when I just had first and second line. That's all I had. So that was my first commit. So what I can do is I can right click on this and say reset master to this commit hard, discarding all changes. I do that, I move master all the way down, and now since I'm on master, if you look at test.txt, there's just those 2 lines. I have essentially gotten rid of the demo changes that have been made, as well as the changes that have been made on the master branch since then. Now I still have a demo branch. I can re-merge it back in, or I can leave it alone. Either way, I have completed the bonus challenge using the Get Kraken GUI. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zip up my get.get file. Notice the .get here, it's a hidden file, as well as my test.txt. I'm going to zip both of these, actually all 3 of these up, into a zip file for you, and it will be called the Get Kraken source code, and I'll do the same thing with the previous one, which was the command line source code. So that we can have both gets and you can play around what I did and see what I did, and also try it yourself. Okay, so that is the Get Branches Challenge solution. Thanks for watching, and as always, I am Tim Corey.